Welcome back to the DCS tournament and to my channel. This is round 3 is what I'm calling it. It's technically round 2, and this is me in the F-16 fighting the KA-50. And before we get too far in this, I do have an admission to make. I wasn't for sure what strategy would work best against the KA-50, so I ran a practice round and just tried to offset to the side, and it didn't work very well. In this case, this was the first time I tried this tactic, and this is only the second time I've ever fought the KA-50. So you might call that cheating, but I call it a practice round. You may also notice in the last couple of videos my voice might have sounded a little weird, and it might sound weird in this one as well. I've been getting over a cold, not COVID, luckily, and so my voice, I've been coughing a lot, and if I talk too long, my voice starts to mess up. I get choked up. So anyway, I gained altitude, got above him, and I wasn't for sure if this would work, but I let him fly kind of underneath, and then I just pulled really hard on the stick to kind of turn around. I guess it's not as hard as it felt like I was pulling on. Oh, there it is. I had to pick him up first with my vision. Got him on the old scope there, and then put some bullets into him. It actually worked pretty well, but timing is very important on that. So we're going to watch the external view here. There's the KA-50, there's me. I'm going to start climbing. I've leveled off now. And then I will... actually, I'm not close enough yet. Now I'm close enough. I went ahead and gained a little more altitude and also tried to slow down. Then rolled over. Tried to pick him up. Waited for it. I think he passed under me, but I didn't see him yet. So I kind of pulled a little bit. Then I saw him. Pulled hard. And that's all there is to it. I blew his tail off. So that worked out really well, and I'm thankful because he's a tough opponent if you try to go head-to-head with a KA-50. You're going to get shot almost every time. And there he is. Sorry, buddy. You're going to have to go fight from the loser's bracket. I fear I might meet him again. Next up, the number 8 F-14 Tomcat against the number 24 C-101. Here we have the merge coming up. This should be interesting. The C-101 should be able to turn with the F-14 a little bit, I think. Energy would be a bigger issue for the C-101, conserving it. The F-14 has a lot more power. So the F-14 went vertical. The C-101 seems to have some issues with roll rate control. So I don't think he did himself any favors there. The F-14's lining out. And the C-101 rolls over again. It's kind of weird. It's certainly counterproductive. The F-14 has a potential shot. It's probably gonna do a flight path overshoot there, but the C-101 reverses. There's another flight path overshoot, less dramatic. Well, never mind, just as dramatic. C-101 goes vertical. I don't know that he has the speed to keep this up. He's gonna stall out. Oh, this might work out well for the C-101. If he can get his nose back up and control that, he can tuck in behind and get a shot real quick. He's not getting his nose up fast enough, though, and he's not rolling. So that was a potential chance for him to get a victory there, but wasn't able to capitalize. They've done a few merges with no shots fired. F-14's turning back around. Can't tell what direction that C-101's going. Looks like away and to the left, which means that the F-14, if he can avoid an overshoot, should have an opportunity here. Okay, this is going to be a snapshot opportunity, and there it is. That is ball game. C-101's going to the loser's bracket. The F-14 will move on. I may have to face the F-14 now. Here we have fight 25, number 4, MiG-19 against number 13, BF-109. MiG-19 is a tough aircraft to fight against, hence its number 4 placing. Here comes the merge. BF-109 should be able to turn really well, but just as usual doesn't have the speed. It's definitely a trade-off, so he gets his nose around. Usually these aircraft will try to roll over and go ahead and do another loop, half loop, but that's not going to work out very well, because they just don't have the energy to get that second half loop. But he might be able to roll over. Yep. And if he handles this correctly, could get a shot. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this turn. MiG-19's too fast. The MiG-19 is probably correct in going vertical here. The BF-109 just can't keep up. There are some potential snapshot opportunities, I think, but the range is too great here, I believe. Although the range is closing, the MiG-19 really needs to do something to get out of the spotlight here. Probably should have maintained a vertical climb there. This turn is playing into the BF-109's hand. There it is. Those were some pretty solid hits. Looks like our MiG-19 pilot might actually be dead. Yep, I think that is correct. Alright, fight 26. MiG-29 at the number 12 seed versus the A-10C at number 28. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't rooting for the A-10 here, but it's going to be a tough fight. Like so many matchups, we've got one that has a lot of speed, and we have one that isn't so fast but turns well. Of course, the MiG-29 is no slouch when it comes to turning fights. The A-10 looks a little sluggish there. So the MiG-29 went vertical, traded out energy for airspeed for energy, and got a really good turn out of that deal. Has a slight advantage. They're both going to push down into a nose-low spiral here. The MiG-29 is still in an advantageous position. Perhaps a little more neutral now. At some point, somebody's going to have to pull out. There goes the A-10. That's not good. Whoever pulls out of that first, if they level off, they let the other one tuck in behind him, and that is what happened here. And then he puts his brakes out. The AI is so terrible. This is a matter of time now. Oh, the A-10 climbs. He might be trying that same move that he did on the in the first round, where he made the MiG-21 flyby, but it's not working quite so well here. Well, maybe it does. Unfortunately, he stalled out, and the MiG-29 can just loop over the top and should be able to stay in the offensive position here, and he does. Let's See what the A-10 can pull out of his sleeve to try to get out of this mess. He's not doing much to help himself here. Oh, he's going to reverse in front of the MiG. At least he reverses hard. Whoops. Never mind. Snapshot took his wing out. Okay, F-86 Saber, number 2 from last year against the number 15 Su-27 flanker. The Saber is always a good gunfighter, but the flanker, I don't know that they've matched up before. The F-86 matched up against a Su-33 last year. So as usual, the Saber gets turned over in the loop faster. Might have enough energy to pursue in another half loop here and get in position. Doesn't look like it's quite going to happen this time. But he might be able to make something happen on this descent. That's good position for the Saber for sure. Flanker's turning back in, kind of put some distance between him and the Saber, and now he's turning back for a merge. And like so many merges, for whatever reason, they never bother to get their nose on and fire any bullets. The Saber's not quite doing the roll or the half loop like he normally does. I'm not for sure what's going on here. Now he's getting his nose up. He really kind of handed a little bit of help to the flanker, I think, but we'll see if the flanker can do anything with it this round. Looks like it's not going to line up for the flanker yet. Saber really needs to roll over and get in behind him, and quickly, because the flanker can just run away again, create distance and then turn back. So the Saber needs to use that turning ability, but he doesn't this time. The flanker's going to have another chance to go neutral. Let's speed this video up. This gets old. Whoa, the Saber's turning away. I'm not sure if he's low on fuel or what. I would assume that the flanker would be lower on fuel. But the Saber turned away and is flying away from the flanker. This is not good for the F-86. He's just kind of flying level. And the flanker needs to close distance but do it cautiously so he doesn't overshoot. But this is not looking good for the Saber. Not fighting like a number 2 seed for sure. He's put his brakes out, which is even more perplexing. And the flanker is coming into position. Rolls into the plane of motion. Brakes out. There's the shots. Saber's dead. Flanker moves on. Fight 28, number 23 F-15C Eagle versus the number 7 L-39. L-39's got some extra guns this round. Here we go with the merge. Brakes out on the F-15. He goes vertical. I would not have put the brakes out. I don't know why the AI always does that. They're both going vertical. The F-15 fared poorly last year because he had to go up against the K-50 right from the start and ran out of fuel. Nobody shot. That was the only time that I can remember the K-50 not shooting. So we've got our Albatross here, not really maneuvering very hard, but the F-15 is not going to be able to tuck in. That gives him a chance to roll over. This is advantageous to the L-39, I believe, although they're a little bit in a death spiral here. So the F-15, I keep trying to say 18. The F-15's doing a pretty good job here, I think, so far. L-39's playing with air brakes for some reason. This is almost neutral. F-15 has the slight advantage there. Okay, we've got us a good barrel roll, it looks like here. This might work out well for the Albatross. Oh, not quite. Helped a little bit, but not quite enough. Here we go again with another vertical loop. Looks like it's going to be a fairly neutral merge. Whoa! Real quick burst. I think we have some damage on the F-15. Let's go take a look. Yes, sir, we do. The F-15 really needs to turn around and try to get some bullets on the L-39, but it appears they are going their separate ways. Yes, they are, and that means that it doesn't matter what order they land in. The F-15's going down to the losers bracket. Good job to the L-39. That one quick burst was all it took. Fight 29. Number 3 Su-33 against the 19 P-51. Su-33, quite the contender last year. Very capable fighter. Breaks out, merge, going vertical. Once again, we've seen it time and time again. The P-51 is going to go vertical and get a loop, a half loop around a lot quicker. Probably won't have the energy to continue it though. So almost falls out of the sky in front of the Su-33. Su-33 doesn't get angles though, and that puts the advantage back almost in reach of the P-51, but the Su-33 is going to burn away like they always tend to do. We should see a neutral merge coming up here in a minute. The Su-33 should have reversed, turned back in with the sun to his back, but he continued on. Our P-51, like they do so often, doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know which way to turn. Looks like he's got lined out now. Oh, there's a quick burst. Looks like it hit the wing. We have a lot of shrapnel damage though. It hit the left wing, kind of mid-wing, but we have shrapnel damage all over the fuselage in both wings. Our P-51 appears to still be under control and flying. As the flanker loops over the top there. Flanker's in good position again. Goes from afterburner to brakes, because that makes sense. There you see that big hole mid-wing over on the left side near the roundel. Ooh, the Su-33 might get another shot off here. Goes from brakes back to, well, not afterburner yet. Well, we missed him flipping over. Looks like his engine is shut down. I don't know why he's flying upside down there. Oh, there he goes. Pop the canopy. Whoa, that was close. I think the Su-33 was trying to get some human meat on his wings there. Time for a crowd favorite. Number 11, JF-17 Thunder versus the number 6 F5 Tiger. I'm actually rooting for the Tiger here, but at the same time, I've never fought the Tiger yet in the F-16. I have fought the JF-17, so I'm not sure which one I would prefer to stay in my side of the bracket. They both go vertical. This should be a fairly good matchup. I like the fact that, oh, there were some bullets. I don't know that they hit. I don't see any damage, but it might be topside. But in several ways, these are somewhat similar aircraft. They're a little different in a lot of ways, obviously, but they have some similarities. Which, to be fair, is why I like both of these aircraft. The design concept is appealing for both of them. It's hard to tell who's getting the advantage here. It looks like the JF-17 has a narrow advantage every time they merge. All right, we're going to skip ahead. We've been doing a bunch of these merges. So far, those early shots are the only ones that have been fired. The fight's evolving a little bit into less vertical maneuvers. The JF-17 is eking out just slightly more advantages. Ooh, this might be a bigger advantage. There's the shot. Oh, that was well placed, right in the cockpit. I think our pilot might be dead. Yep. That's it for the pilot. JF-17 moves on, and the F5 will be going to the losers bracket. That is well played by the Thunder, aka the Jeff. I have a feeling I might be seeing him in the future. That's it for this round. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of the tournament this year.